Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to another video. My name is Naveed Husain. I am a divorce attorney in Chicago, and I started making these videos to try to make divorce better. For some reason, us Muslims, Desis, whatever you want to call it, we suck at divorce. We make it much worse than it needs to be. And so I thought that maybe if we educated the community on divorce and you knew your expectations before getting into it, it'd make it better. But I want to give you guys 6 tips, or 6 don'ts on what not to do during your divorce to hopefully inshallah make it a little bit better. So number 1 is don't kick out your wives. And this is horrible, horrendous. It's even in the Quran where Allah says, "La tukhrijuhunna min buyutihinna." Right? Do not kick your wives out of the house every time you have an argument. And basically you kick them out, they have to go to their mom's house, they have to go somewhere else. What happened to the respect of a Muslim woman? This is not manly at all. This is ridiculous. If there is a fight, you have to separate. You, mister, you are the one who needs to leave, not your wife. Number 2 is don't delete dad. And why do we think that for some reason, if this man was horrible to you, why are we punishing our children? There's so many studies out there that show that dad has to be involved in the child's life. Why do we think we have these sissy boys and these sissy girls? It's because dad's not there, dad's not involved. Because we thought that, you know what, they can see their dad just a few hours each week. No, that should not be the expectation. The expectation has to be that dad should be in their life at least half the time. There's going to be overnights. There's going to be extended vacations. They're still their father, and their father is going to be the only person who is going to be able to instill that discipline and that training so that they're not used to getting everything right then and there. Tip number 3 is not to get the entire khandan involved. You don't need your chacha, chachi, nana, nana, papu, papu, whatever the heck, to be involved in your divorce. Pick one person, have them be your representative or be your support guide or whatever it is. It's crazy because I have like swarms of people coming to my office for consultations, and everybody has their say, everybody has their gripe and their pride that has been, affected, and now they want to bring it out in the divorce. No, pick one person who you think is actually going to be rational. And if you're a man, just do it yourself. You don't need, everybody in their world to give you opinions on what to do, because they're only going to make it worse. Tip number 4, this is for the sisters. Don't expect not to work after the divorce, okay? Once you're divorced, you gotta stand up. You gotta become independent. You're not gonna have your husband's money. Yeah, you might get some maintenance, you might get some child support, but that is not going to be enough to maintain and sustain that lifestyle that you are used to. So if you're thinking about divorce, you have to think about working. You can't just delete your husband and imagine and think that life is gonna go on as it did before. Tip number 5 is don't expect to convince your spouse or your wife or your husband to now apply Islamic law, especially if you didn't get a prenup, right? People think that they're going to guilt their spouse into now not taking half the money, not taking alimony because Islam says so. And yes, that's what Islam says. However, if you didn't do the prenup while you still loved each other, why would you expect that your spouse is all of a sudden not going to try to get revenge on you and try to get half your property and your alimony and whatever else they can get from you? So don't expect Islam to be applied at the end of your marriage unless you thought about it at the beginning of your marriage. And my last and final tip is don't expect the jewelry back, okay? In Desi culture, for example, we give like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 worth of jewelry to the other side. Maybe it came from your grandmother, maybe you bought it. But then at the divorce, we expect that it's gonna come back to us. I understand there's different opinions, but the problem is from a legal perspective, there's no titles. You can't prove where that jewelry is. So once you give that jewelry, once you give that gift, just believe that it's not coming back. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe for future videos. I'm close to 1,000, so help me get there inshallah. Until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.